Hello guys, welcome to our Take It Yourself YouTube channel, where we aim to make even the most basic IT user do some fancy stuff, without the help of a technician around. So it's basically a do-it-yourself but for tech tips. So today we'll start with the basics, and we're going to start by looking at ways of changing your user password, and we are going to be using Windows 10. It's a Windows 10 Pro 64-bit. So Windows has provided two common ways of changing your user password, but today, guess what, we are going to have a third one that will make you look like a geek. So the first way of changing your user password, you just follow with me on the screen, and the first main way is you just click on your Windows button, then you type password, then you find the option of change your password. You have many options here that they all aim at improving your Windows security. And down the second last option will be password. So you just click on password, then you click on change, you put in your current password, then you click on next. Then you have an option of type. Now you type your new password, then you confirm the password. The password hint is optional. If you want to remember the password you put, you can put a hint that only you can remember, and it's going to help you jog your memory. So that is the first way of changing your user password, and as you can see, it's easy, right? We go to the second way. In the second way, you click on your keyboard, you press on the Control, Alt and Delete button all at once. Then you'll see different options, and on the second last option you'll see the option of change a password. So you just click on it. Then the window that comes up, there is your username. You have your old password, you put your old password, then you put your new password twice, then you just press enter and your Windows password will be changed. Now the third way of changing your user password, the fancy way I told you about, this way. The other two ways of changing your password, you needed to have the password that you are using, the current password. You needed to know it. But there might be a scenario where a machine is logged in and you don't know the previous password, but you want to change the password. But it's mostly used, people use it in hacking. If you want to change somebody's password and or to prank somebody, you want to change their user password, but you don't know the previous one they've been using. So Windows has a tool called the command prompt, and it's a very powerful tool. So what you do is you press on the Windows button on your keyboard, then you type CMD. Once the CMD pops up, you right click on it, because if you open the CMD, how it works is it's going to avail to you various commands that you can run, but it will not be in an elevated platform, so you can't carry out functions that require only an admin to do. So once you type CMD and command prompt comes up here, you right click on it, then you run as administrator. Then it's now going to open up in an elevated way, in an elevated level. So right now what we have in front of us is an elevated command prompt. So you have to run a few commands for you to change the user password. So the first thing you type is net user, NET space USER, because we are running commands. You have to be very careful with the spelling, they have to be accurate. So you type net user and you press enter. So what it does, it gives you a list of the users on this machine. Not all these users you see there are users that you have created or your administrator at school or at work has created. So most of them you can just ignore them. If you have a QuickBooks installed, you're going to have a QBPOS SDB server user. Yeah, it's because of, yeah, that one is for people who have QuickBooks like I do installed on their machine. So what you do is we just check the users, the main users. We have the administrator, so that is the user I want to change the password for, who is the administrator on this machine. So what I'm going to type next is, now we have net user lists for you, the users. Now what we want to do is select the user that we want to change the password for. So you just type net user. The user that I want to change the password for is administrator. Then you put a space and you put an asterisk, a star that is. So it's supposed to be net user space, the space, then the username, then a space, then a star, then you press enter. So it asks you to type a password for the user. Now the funny thing about this option is, as you're typing you won't see anything, but keep in mind that it's typing, but it's a protective mode. You won't see what you're typing. So let's say I want to change the password, so I'll type the new password, then I press enter, then it tells you to retype the password to confirm, then you press enter. So the command completed successfully. This means your user password has already been changed. The user password is now changed to the one I've put. Also, if you don't want to have any password on the machine, you want to completely remove the password, you follow the same steps. You type on net user. Right now you can just go directly to net user administrator, because you already know the username that we want to change. Then asterisk, then press enter. Now you don't input anything, you just press enter again, then press enter to confirm. Now the machine has no password. Then you can just, at this point you can just exit the CMD. You can either exit it there or you can close it up there at this option. So I'll just exit. Now I want to show you why we elevated the CMD. If you just type CMD and run the CMD, and then you type net user, enter, then you saw those are the users that we have. Then you type net user administrator, then star, press enter. You have to type a password for the user. You type the password I typed. So it's going to give you an access is denied, system error 5. This is because the CMD is not elevated, so it's not it doesn't have the administrator privileges. So you have to remember that the first step is CMD, then you right click on this and run as administrator. Yeah, so if you don't run as administrator, it's not going to work. So yeah, that's all for today's class, and I hope it's going to help you. It's a tip that is going to help you in your everyday running with your Windows machine. You don't need to call a technician for you to change your own Windows password, and I know now you know. Yeah, thank you so much for following with me, and don't forget to subscribe. The more we are, the more money it is, and it's going to give me the psych to continue doing this and continue sharing with you my tips. Bye.